Hi, this is Rob Steinke and this is my Harness Makers Workshop. Welcome. Good video today. Kidney beaters. You often see them on the trade sets with the metal loops. Some have horseshoe buckles. This one has got swelled West End buckles. A little bit different. So I'm going to show you from the very start, cutting out in the pattern, gluing them on to the leather, machining round, cutting off the waist bit, stitching the buckles on until you get the completed kidney beater. Different colours, yellow, reds, blues there, and there's just an array of some of the shapes, different colours that I do. These are just for samples when people are in the workshop. And then you'll see all the metal fittings there, the buckles up close. There's the swell, you see the swell top. Oops, one on the floor. The metal loops there, fancy ones. So come and join me and I'll take you through step by step and on the machine. So a couple of people have asked me, oh, can I see you on the machine? Yeah, you will today, okay? So come down to the bench and I'll show you step by step how it all gets put together. Now I've got a lovely bunch of drops here, all to be machined up. They're cut out, glued onto a piece of leather, a lot bigger than itself. I can trim around that later. Put those over there. Here's a few I did earlier. So there's one of the others. You can see the difference from when it started. Got 2 rows of stitching on it. And there's a nice yellow one. The blue. You got threads halfway through. Ran out of thread. It happens. So I'll just finish that off with a few stitches by hand. And that was a nice little drop designed by myself and a 2-tone one. So I'm going to carry on. I'll show you doing one of these here. Let's have one there. Right. Now, this isn't a walking foot in as much as the foot does not go backwards and forwards, and on patent it can tend to drag. So my secret, baby oil, Johnson's baby oil. So I'll just dab a little bit on there. That'll give the slip, so it'll let the foot slide over it. Now this machine, I got a shock when I first saw this machine. I thought, that isn't an industrial machine, it's a domestic one. I was always used to a big black machine, but now I've grown to love this one. So turn that on. I'll show you the needles separately, the different ones. This is the leather one. So drop it down. Now, I don't have a guide there because of the rough edges, you know, it isn't parallel. So I'm using the end of the foot to go just by the edge. So I'll go around it. I finish the stitch and then just by hand roll it back. This is all about knowing your machine. Back. There we go. I'm using a nylon thread. Just lift, it's a foot. pedal I have. I just want one little more stitch in that. Then, yep, that's better. So I'll turn that round. If you think my fingers are getting very close, yes they are, but never in front of the needle, it's to the side. Health and safety might disagree and want me to wear a yellow reflective jersey and a hard hat doing this, but it's just me being cynical. Now I'm doing the second row. Several of you have asked me what machine this is. I'll get the brochure out, the service manual, and show you separately. Some of it's in English, not a lot. And again, it's knowing your machine. I don't have a guide to get that second line in, but I know how close it needs to be to this foot. So let's just check. I'll just get one across there, and then carry on. Very seldom will my finger be like that, just to the edge, so if it gets caught with the foot, well, that's no great. Lift it with a, I do like the foot lift. Take the tension off the thread, snip it, and then I can just snip the two. This is going to have a buckle on the top, and you have your drop. This is for an order that's got 7 pairs of kidney beaters with it, so I've got 14 of these to do, plus a couple of extras. You want one for the come off the bridle, but that gives you an idea. Then in the middle I can put a little ornament. This will have a buckle, so the buckle will come down. Imagine my finger's a bit of leather. When it's buckled up, it'll be buckled with a piece of leather to about there. So you could have one, you could even have two, or a long ornament on it. So I will show you these later when they're all machined up and I've got the edges cut out, or some, and I'll show you just how I go through them. If you can see the lines on the picture, yeah, it's just when I've got a knife and scratched it to give a bit of key for the leather to bond onto when I glue it, because I glue it, leave it overnight, and then fresh in the morning the glue's set and I machine it. Now once they're all machined, once again got my little head knife and I'm trimming around the edge to get the true shape. There we go. That is the rubbish, but it gives you a nice flush edge. So there it is. It'll have the sharp edges taken off, polished up, and then we can maybe put some ornaments on it. You've got, that would look very nice. Someone might prefer the horse's head to be on it, or there's another ornate crest there, you can see it there, and then it's time to put the buckles on. Now there is one of the kidney beaters. Just tack the buckle onto it, just one at the minute to stitch down that far, but in effect you'll actually have this sort of effect with 3 on. I just put one at a time on when I'm stitching, and then you have the finished article. And one last thing to do, just to add a bit of sparkle to these kidney beaters, you can see the cross pattern there. That will be on top of the harness when the crupper loin strap goes through it. So what I do is I've got this single crease there, okay, and I just rub the line across and the other diagonal, do the little star shape in the middle, all done just with that very simple single crease, and you get that effect. I think very effective. It just gives a bit of finish to it. So there we have it. There we are, the finished article, and that's how it all started, with a cardboard pattern and built up from there. If you're with me now at the end of this video, thank you very much indeed for watching. If you enjoyed it, it'd be very much appreciated, you know, if you just pop the finger on the subscribe button. There'll be roughly a video every week, so write to me. I try and answer everyone within sort of 48 hours. Give me a bit of time midweek, it can get busy, but always I'll check all my messages for the weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again. It's great to see all the different countries of the world, and I'll go through them at this weekend and see what new ones they are. But wherever you are, you're most welcome, and look forward to seeing you again. Cheerio.